Benning lost his mom at 14. When Robin was born, he finally had someone to love like she loved him. It made me think that some dreams return as children.
Well, first off, Your Honor, my mother passed away when I was 14 years old. She was my best friend. We spent every waking moment together. After she died, it, left me hurt. I always wanted a daughter, and I promised I was gonna take care of her and treat her like my mother took care of me.
Tell me about that relationship.
So close. She's goofy. She loves daddy. She's a daddy's baby.
While his girlfriend gave birth, Benning got a message from a man saying the baby was his. Benning stayed quiet and signed anyway. Silence can sometimes be louder than pain.
It actually happened during labor, Your Honor. I was in the hospital sitting across from Kayla. She was pushing this baby out. And I received a text from a guy telling me to leave the hospital because that's his baby and he needs to be there.
What?
I am in labor, like literally in the hospital. And I received a text telling me that the child that I'm waiting to come isn't mine.
She told Benning one man wasn't the father, but he knew there were others. I kept thinking how fast doubt grows when the truth is full of holes.
So, Mr. Benning, you still build the relationship, but you still have a doubt?
Yes, quite a few. First off, the DNA test doesn't mean anything considering the fact that she's cheated on me with more than one person.
Oh.
There could be other guys out there, that's just one,
During every fight, she said Robin wasn't his. Her words hit like hidden punches. It felt cruel, even just hearing it from someone else.
Anytime that something's wrong, I'm also reminded, oh, you're not her father. But if you need something, I'm the father.
You say stuff to hurt my feelings, why can't
Have I
do
ever
it
told
to
you that you're not the parent of your kid?
You can't, I pushed them out.
So
Okay.
you're just gonna stab me in the back and tell me that I'm not the
This is
father
why
of
we're
the
here today.
kid that I take care of?
This is why we're here today to prove it.
Let's prove it.
Benning thought Robin looked like his mom, but hearing she might not be his broke something inside him. It felt like grief came back wearing a new face.
That little girl right there is my mother come back to be with me.
And
When
she
you
looks
tell me
just
that,
like your
when you tell
mother.
me
She's
she's
her
not
twin.
mine, it feels like you're taking my mother away from me again.
Look at them, look, they're twins.
She's beautiful. They do look a lot alike.
People texted him saying Robin wasn't his. The calls and whispers kept coming. I can't imagine being a dad while drowning in that much doubt.
Change her diaper and look at her and play with her and she's calling me daddy and there's something in the back of my head saying she might not be. There's a text message on my phone saying she's not yours. There's people calling me on my phone saying I'm her dad. It's constant, and
Well, this is why we're here to
after a certain time, you can't just ignore it anymore. It keeps happening. It's hard to ignore, very hard.
Bodine swore he was the father, but lies made her words empty. Trust can break before love even has a chance. I've learned that truth needs more than words.
I don't trust the thing that really comes out of her mouth. I really don't. And to be honest with you, after all this has happened, depending on the doubts with Robin, I wouldn't know about my son as well.
I think it's important that we get this family some clarity.
The judge said he wasn't the real dad, but Benning stayed anyway. That kind of love doesn't need DNA to be real.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Benning, you are not the father.
He got another message, this time about Jermaine Jr. Bodine said the baby might not be his just to hurt him. Some words cut deeper than facts ever could.
There was a text to you, Mr. Benning, that says, I'm filing papers for a DNA test on Jermaine. That'll cause paternity doubt
Indeed.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's your honor, sure does. Every day.
Did you send it for good reason, or were you just being vindictive and mean?
vindictive and mean, trying to hurt your feelings.
Benning gave the baby his name and raised him. He did it all, feeding, hugging, playing. That's what real fatherhood looks like. No strings attached.
Jermaine Jr.'s birth,
Yes, I was in the hospital. while
did
he
you
was
sign
born.
that birth
I
certificate too?
did sign his birth certificate. He has
And
my
that's
first name.
been
and
submitted
his
to the
junior.
court. Jermaine Truth Benning Jr. Your concern is that the truth is
That he's
you
not.
are not his biological father.
Yes, your honor.
The second test came. Like before, Benning.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Benning, you are not the father.
Mr. Dark said Ms. Bailey lied and tried to trap him. He claimed they were together only once, long ago. I felt nervous just hearing the way he spoke.
Mr. Dark, you say the defendant is a promiscuous liar who broke your heart 4 years ago, stepping out on your then relationship. You admit to having a one-night stand with her 2 years ago, but are furious. Ms. Bailey is now claiming you fathered her 11-month-old son, which you say is impossible.
Bailey's friend told him she cheated while he was gone. He still tried to fix things, but it was too late. It made me wonder why people stay when broken.
But when I come back, she was doing her best friend's hair at the house. So I came in. When I left out of the door to go to the store, her best friend came running out of the door to like, hey, Terrence, wait up for a second. I'm gonna go to the store with you. We went on to the store. Well, while we was going to the store, her friend started to tell me a story. She was like, well, I just want to tell you something. She was like, well, the whole time that you was gone, she was cheating on you.
Her best friend told you
This
that?
is what her best friend told me.
The baby was born in November, but they slept together in March. The timeline didn't make sense. I couldn't stop thinking someone was definitely lying.
You kept having sex until
2016.
It was like early March.
you have sex and you didn't use protection.
No.
ma'am.
When was Jameer born?
November 13th.
If Jameer's birth date is November 13, 2016, then that means the conception window would be February 17th, February 24th, 2016.
Right.
Bailey pressured him to sign the birth paper. He did it so the baby had his name. That made me think how guilt can push us to act.
And the reason why I signed the birth certificate, to answer your question, is because you told me at the hospital that if I didn't sign it right then I wouldn't have
I did
another
not.
opportunity to sign it. That's what you told me right there at the hospital.
Forced you to sign it. You
If
signed it on your
I
own.
didn't sign it, what was gonna happen? He won't have your last name, you won't get to sign it. Did you not say that? You know, you said
I did
that.
not tell you that. No, I did not. Okay, if you don't sign, okay, that's on you.
Dark's girlfriend said her baby was made the same week next year. Her story matched the judge's timeline. My brain was spinning trying to keep up.
What would you like to tell the court?
Well, first, in my personal opinion, I don't feel like the baby looks like him. Just my personal opinion.
Feel like there is a physical resemblance?
No. Well, my due date is November 19th. My conception date is February 24th.
Oh,
Dark helped raise the baby, even while unsure. He gave him care, love, and time. That showed me what true responsibility looks like in the middle of doubt.
That's why you don't have your first child, because you don't do for her.
I've been a part of his life. I've gotten him, I've taken him with me, I've kept him. I took him to Alabama with me when I went to my granny's funeral last month. And my whole family
because
said
of what?
that's not your child.
so when your whole family said
whole
that's
family.
not your child.
My mama said, boy, if you don't get that baby out of here.
The judge said Dark is the legal dad since he signed. That's final, no matter the truth. I'd panic too if I made that choice too soon.
Even if he has not bought him something, he will be buying him things and paying child support because you put your name on that birth certificate, and that makes you the legal father. You do understand that, right? By signing that birth certificate, you have said to your state, I am acknowledging that I'm the father of this child, which means you're responsible to take care of the child.
The DNA test showed Dark, wow, this will hit harder than anything else in the episode.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Dark, you are the father.
Ms. Lopez entered the courtroom like a storm. She said Mr. Carbajal faked a DNA test to avoid being a dad. I felt the shock hit me hard.
Ms. Lopez, you are here today because you claim the defendant, Mr. Carbajal, allegedly perpetuated a DNA testing scam to try to deny paternity of your kids. You say you are tired of struggling daily to take care of your children alone, and you need to prove he's their biological father today.
They met online and things moved too fast. He said they were intimate without protection the first night. She denied it, but admitted it happened soon. How does it go so far?
Well, I met her through a social network. She told me, hey, come see me, for the weekend or just one night. So I went to go see her. And that day that I went to go see her, we basically had sex that first night.
When she said she was pregnant, he didn't smile. He stepped back. He didn't want a baby with someone he didn't love. That made my stomach twist in knots.
Your Honor, after I found out I was pregnant, he did not have anything to say. We talked later, and he was still in shock, telling me that he didn't want to have a baby with someone he did not love.
So at that time, you told him you're pregnant. He didn't seem to be that enthused.
No, he was not.
He loved the girl so much, he got her name tattooed. But one photo made him question everything. My chest got tight just hearing the story.
He says he's the father. He's even has her name tattooed on his arm. He was there.
Even though you doubted?
Because when she was first born, I was attached to her. I was really attached to her.
Okay, so you were attached to her.
Yeah.
So then why doubt? What made you doubt?
She was the picture.
His sister saw a photo of another man on Lopez's phone. She said the man looked like the child. One picture sent everyone into chaos and doubt.
She showed my sister Miriam.
He was a friend
picture
of mine.
a guy, and my sister took picture of her phone.
He was a
because
friend of mine,
that guy
Your Honor.
looked exactly like.
No.
So
Rihanna.
you were showing pictures in your phone
She was
of
showing
a
my
guy
sister.
to your sister.
Yes.
Your Honor,
And
he
she
was a
came
friend.
across a picture that she felt looked just like
Yes, Your Honor. Aliana.
Aliana.
Carbajal said he couldn't sign the baby's papers. Lopez and her mom claimed he wasn't there. The yelling made it hard to know who to trust.
Well, when he was first born, like, she didn't let me sign his birth certificate. I didn't even sign his birth certificate. Why wouldn't she let me? She's saying I'm the father. Why couldn't I sign a birth certificate?
Because you weren't there from the beginning.
I was there.
I was there when they both were.
Hold on, let's get some order.
He said the baby had dark skin and a cleft lip, which didn't run in his family. Lopez said the child looked like her ex's dad. I felt the tension rise.
I'm light-skinned, Your Honor.
He looks just like
Your
his grandpa.
dad is dark.
His
That
dad
doesn't
is
mean
dark.
anything. That doesn't mean
My
anything.
little boy, my little grandson looks just like your dad because
Yes,
there
he
are
does.
He
pictures.
doesn't. No,
There's
he doesn't.
pictures
Yes.
that we
No.
looked side by side.
Yes,
he looks
he
like
did.
your dad. He's
My
from you
my
guys.
family does not have
Your
a
Honor.
history of cleft lip.
Doesn't
you
matter.
Whether it's my mom or my dad's side.
Listen.
Lopez sent a photo of another man holding the baby. She wanted to make Carbajal jealous. I had to ask, who would do that on purpose?
She also sent me a picture of a man holding my baby.
Wait, you sent him a picture?
I sent him a picture to
of
show
Why
him.
would
someone
you
else
send a-
holding a child that you said was his?
I sent it because to show him that there would be another man,
Why would it-
possibly,
why would it be another man?
possibly, and take care of his responsibilities. I did not meet up with my ex until a month before I had my daughter.
Carbajal used a store-bought DNA kit without ID or witness. Lopez didn't know, and names were spelled wrong. I was stunned. How can anyone trust that test?
He did a paternity test that he bought from the store. I did not know about it until he gave me the results that came back.
My mom bought it off the counter. They came with swabbing things, you know?
Okay, so it came with all of the utensils,
Yes,
everything
and
you
then
needed.
paperwork, and then we did the swabbing. I swabbed my lips, I swabbed the kids' lips, and then we basically did the paperwork and we sent them in.
Judge Lake read the results. Carbajal wasn't Aliana's dad. The room fell quiet. My heart dropped with his.
2-year-old Aliana Lopez Carbajal. Mr. Carbajal, you are not her father.
After many denials, Lopez admitted she had another partner. The courtroom exploded with anger from Carbajal's side. I was floored. How do you lie like that?
So I'll ask you again. Were you sleeping with anyone else besides Mr. Carbajal at the time?
One, Your Honor.
Which is the one in the picture.
It's not the one in the
Obviously.
picture,
Pretty sure
okay?
it is.
No, it's not, Christina.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
you stood in this courtroom and lied.
Then it got worse.
Mr. Carbajal, you are not.
Thank you.
Noah's
Thank
father.
you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Lopez said both kids had different fathers and claimed to know who. The judge called out her lies and warned her. I watched her world fall apart.
Now, you two people's mother. Do you know who their fathers are?
Yes, I do.
Is it the same person or two different fathers?
Two, but I know who they are.
I don't even know if you're telling the truth right now.
No,
Because only you know the truth. And I will leave you with this cautionary tale.
This young woman says the baby's father is either an absent guy or her mom's boyfriend. The courtroom froze like a wave hit. I sat there, stunned and speechless.
Ms. Holthouse, you are here to prove paternity of your 3-month-old son, Zayden. Shockingly, you confess it's either a man you shared a sexual relationship with who wants nothing to do with your child, or the defendant who happens to be your mother's boyfriend.
It all began with a strange text sent by mistake. Days later, she wore tight clothes and they flirted nonstop. I still don't get how it got bad so fast.
It started out as a text message, Your Honor. I received wasn't supposed to come to me and a word was misspelled. It was a word. A few days later, tight clothing, little skirt, breast out. Next thing you know, one thing led to another. We started flirting with each other back and forth. Things just escalated from there.
Did you ever think in your mind this is inappropriate?
She snuck out of Grandma's house and met him at the park. They didn't just talk, they were intimate outside. I couldn't believe how casual she made it sound.
I snuck out of my grandma's house that night and we went to a park.
And what happened at the park?
We had sexual relations.
So you got a phone call while you're at your grandmother's house?
Yes, Your Honor.
For 6 months, they hid the secret from everyone. People only found out after both got arrested. I was sweating just thinking about their double life.
So how long did this sexual relationship last?
It was about 6 months.
Did your mother have any idea this was going on?
She didn't have any idea until Mr. Chenault and her got locked up and he got out while he was in jail. She had kind of manipulated both of us, saying that I told her about what we did and I never said anything, and she said that he told her about what we did and he never said anything.
One day, her mom walked in and caught them. No excuses, just pants down and chaos. My jaw dropped hearing how that scene went down.
She caught me standing in front of her, my pants unzipped. She was really furious and upset, and we basically got into huge arguments and fights about things that were going on.
And so when you found out you were pregnant, Ms. Holthouse, did your mother know anything about this?
No, Your Honor.
Her mom had a baby with him just months earlier. That means their kids could be half siblings. I paused the video. I needed to breathe.
As my mom was pregnant with my sister, my sister is Mr. Chenault's daughter.
How old is her daughter?
She's about to turn 11 months.
How old is your child?
He is 3 months.
3 months.
They still live together but can't talk or share rooms. Her mom listens in, even lowers the TV. I can't imagine living under those rules.
Oh, we actually all stay together.
You all stay together?
Yes, ma'am.
You all live together?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, there are rules laid down for me and Miss Holthouse, her daughter. We're not allowed to be in the same room together. We're not allowed to talk or text each other. We're not supposed to really even be around each other. And if we are in the same room together, she turns down the TV so she can hear the conversations that we're having.
They say they stopped seeing each other in September, but their body language says otherwise. Even the judge felt the lies in the air.
The last time we were intimate, Your Honor, was about September.
Haven't had any more contact?
No, Your Honor.
I've been a lawyer for a lot of years. You all's body language is off.
DNA test says my heart raced like I was in that room.
It has been determined by this court. You are not.
Ms. Foster shares how motherhood at 17 changed her forever. She's raising her son alone, while Mr. Durden avoids responsibility. I felt her pain. I was left speechless too.
Ms. Foster, you say getting pregnant at the age of 17 pushed you into adulthood sooner than you expected. You claim Mr. Durden is denying your 15-month-old son, Ian Durden Jr. You are asking the court to order a paternity test so you can prove he is the father because you're struggling financially to make it on your own.
Mr. Durden says he didn't help because he has doubts. He only signed the papers because he felt forced. Honestly, I couldn't believe what I just heard.
Because I haven't helped because I don't want to get too attached to a baby that's not mine.
He has your name.
Yeah, Your Honor, I agree with that. And the reason because he has my name is because I was kind of like pushed to sign the birth certificate.
We used to talk all the time about, if we have children, like I want my son to have my name.
I want to have my son to have my name.
Foster spends over $2,000 a month just to survive. She works long hours and sees her baby less. My heart broke hearing how tired she sounded.
You say your expenses, just for you, $750. That's food, getting back and forth to work, etc. For the baby, you're spending about $1,535, $2,285, which leaves you in the negative every month, $637. So you're going under and you're going under fast.
She says they had unprotected intimacy one emotional night. She believes that's when her son was conceived. He says he doesn't even remember it.
If it's not the case, we did use condoms sometimes. Not all the time, not 100% of the time. After that, he wanted to talk. He called me to a restaurant. We sat down and we talked for him. Read some text messages that were between me and a guy that
saw a picture.
It was, we were on a break. Me and Ian were not together. He was someone who was comforting me at the time. It was not anything. We never had or anything like that.
Durden signed the papers to avoid embarrassing her. He still doubted the baby, but wanted to be a man. I'm stunned. I don't know what I'd do either.
Mr. Durden, you said you signed the birth certificate.
Yes, Your Honor.
The child's named after you. Why did you sign the birth certificate?
And it was a problem with the child being named after me. She didn't want the child to be named after me. It took her mother and I think one of her friends to tell her it's the right thing to do if the baby's his. Hospital room. I didn't really want to embarrass her in front of her mom and her sisters and stuff.
His sister says Foster was close to another guy. That guy even went to the baby's ultrasound. I gasped. How do you even respond to that?
Miss Foster and the baby, he stated that she's pregnant. I didn't even know they was having intercourse because they so young. They kids. She cheated on him with her best friend. Her best friend looked exactly like my brother.
It was the boy she took a selfie with who took her to the doctor and she didn't let me know nothing about.
That's why I have my doubts too and she cheated on him around the time she conceived the baby. So it's a possibility that he can be the father also.
The test proves Durden is...
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Durden, you are the father.
Jason entered with hope, but fear cracked his voice. Megan told him he might not be the dad. I felt punched in the stomach, too.
Mr. Deggs, you are here today hoping you are the biological father of the defendant's 3-year-old son, Jason. You have petitioned the court for a paternity test because you claim your ex, Ms. Guerin, first led you to believe that you were Jason's dad, but when the baby was 6 months old, she confessed that you may not be the biological father.
Jason's best friend shared terrible news. His friend and his brother had both been with Megan. I froze just imagining hearing something like that.
And my best friend at the time pulled me aside and told me him and my brother had both slept with Meg.
What?
He
They both
cheated in the
slept.
very beginning of our relationship. It was even
No.
before we were a month together.
Ms. Guerin,
when we first...
I want to know, is it true?
Yes, it is true. I do admit that I did do those things. I did cheat on him with his best friend and his brother.
Jason worked hard to make Megan happy. She says another man made her feel wanted. I don't even know who to feel bad for now.
He was never home.
Worked full time to make
Okay,
sure that
and
her
then
nails
after
and
he
her
would
hair
come,
get
after
done
he would get off
to make
work,
sure
he
that she
never
was
came
happier.
home,
Just wanted to
and
make-
he left me in the apartment all the time with a roommate
I
that
was
he
working.
knew was
Full time.
attracted to me and wanted to be with me. We were drinking, and he was showing interest in me, made me feel pretty, and was giving me everything at the time that Jason was not.
Megan also cheated with Jason's brother. She felt ignored, but Jason looked crushed. Hearing that once would destroy me too.
But you slept with my brother too.
Yes.
You slept with my best friend and my brother. So if okay, twice the
Ms.
pain.
Guerin, how did you end up with his brother too?
His brother, I was really young at the time, and
You keep talking about how young you were. If you were so young, you shouldn't have been sleeping with everybody.
Okay.
Megan cheated again while pregnant. Jason still held her hand and cut the cord. I wanted to scream. He didn't deserve this.
When I found out I was pregnant, we had a lot of problems at that time. We had already cheated on each other. And then I met somebody else that was taking care of me, and I ended up sleeping with him while I was with Jason.
When you give birth
Yes.
to the child, he was there.
Yes, he was there.
I cut cord. I've been there since day one, taking care of this baby and this woman. Day one, Your Honor, I was there.
Jason thought he was the dad for 6 months. During a fight, Megan told the truth. My chest hurt like it was my family.
During the entire pregnancy and for 6 months after that, you allowed him to believe that he was the father of this child, knowing in your mind that maybe he wasn't.
I think we were in an argument, and out of nowhere she goes at me. You're probably not even Jason, the daddy of Jason anyway.
Her new boyfriend steps in, acting like a dad. He's not the father, but takes care of Jason. That part made me clench my jaw hard.
I do things that a father is supposed to do. I never try and take the place of his biological father because I'm not his biological father.
And what is it that you do for the child?
I take care of him. You know, when Megan's working, if I have the day off, then of course I'm taking care of him. If he needs to go to an appointment or something, make sure he gets there. It's fun to be around. Of course, he's 3-year-old. He tests your patience sometimes, but
The DNA test says Jason's.
When it comes to baby Jason Day, Mr. Day, you are not the father.
The judge calls Megan cold and cruel. She let Jason believe the baby was his. I wanted to stand and clap too.
That you would perpetrate this lie on this man during your entire pregnancy up through a delivery room. That wasn't his child. I could tell by the look on your face today. He was more nervous than you were. I'm gonna tell you what I think as a woman. Now, you sitting up there and you got a cute face, but you got ugly ways.
Was there a DNA test performed?
This on this DNA test got was from her, juvenile court, but they never showed.
The bottom line is a DNA test was performed, yes or no?
Yes.
What were the results?
They say in the court 99% yes.
After 26 years, Ms. Lyde is totally heartbroken because the man she's always known as her father, Mr. Ellis, is suddenly denying that she's his daughter.
Ms. Lyde, you say that for 26 years you have known only one man, the defendant, Mr. Ellis, to be your biological father. And you're devastated that he is claiming you're not his.
His first wild reason for doubt, he says, 2 peoples this color ain't gonna make no baby this bright skin, claiming she's too light to be his.
I mean, her mother, she disappears weeks at a time, out there partying. Look bright as she is. I mean, I ain't no doctor or nothing, but I'm pretty sure 2 people this color ain't gonna make no baby this bright skinned.
But his real doubt comes from her mom's past. He says she was always disappearing for weeks at a time, partying with no money, so he's sure she was with other men.
But like I said, she was out there partying, disappearing for weeks at a time.
That's the doubt I want to hear about. That's what I want to understand.
With no money. How's she doing all this partying, disappearing for weeks at a time with no money?
Here's the crazy part. He claims they already took a DNA test years ago for child support, and it came back 99.9% that he was not the father.
But when I was away, your mother sick child support on me. They did the DNA test. I gave her the papers. They garnished my check.
Mr. Ellis, explain that. You had a DNA test already.
Yes.
Explain.
When I was away, her mother called child support on me. They came and took the DNA test.
You got the results back?
I got the results back. It was 99.9 that I wasn't the father.
But her mom, Rosa, takes the stand and tells a completely different story. She says the court told her the test was 99% yes, he was the father.
Was there a DNA test performed?
DNA test got was from her, juvenile court, but they never showed.
The bottom line is a DNA test was performed, yes or no?
Yes.
What were the results?
They say in the court 99% yes.
The child support story is a total mess. He says after the negative test, they stopped taking money from his check and even refunded him.
It said the exact opposite.
Yes, it did, Your Honor. And I took those same papers to child support, and they said I have to pay child support.
They said you have to or you did not have to?
And they said they garnished my check 3 times. They said, we're gonna send that money back to you. Might take 3 to 4 weeks, take about a month, but I got it back, Your Honor.
Ms. Lyde's past is so sad. She says not having a dad led her down a dark path of group homes and getting in trouble because she was looking for love in a man.
I feel like if I had a male role model, then, I wouldn't have to go out there and experience the things I experienced, look for love in a man. Like, I should have had that firm man connection bond to where I know what to look in a man.
The grandma even says she heard the real dad was a great big man and that Ms. Lyde's own little brother looked just like her, suggesting they might have the same dad.
And from what I had heard from my son, her father's a great big man. What I heard from my neighbor, she has a little brother that she and the little brother were like twins, and the grandmother, Miss Lyde Sr.'s mother, brought the baby over in the house behind mine every day for a week.
The daughter says when she was 10, she introduced herself to the grandma on a trolley, and the grandma threatened to smack her.
I have seen her, it's been trouble. Like, I've seen her on a trolley when I was 10, I don't know if you remember. I saw her on a trolley where we used to live at, and I approached her. I want to introduce myself like, I'm Mr. Ellis's daughter. She told me, get on my face or I will smack you.
After 26 years of he said, she said, and a mystery DNA test, final definitive results are here. Will this 26-year-old mystery finally be solved?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Ellis, you are the father.
Whoa, I knew it.
He's throwing stuff on me, Your Honor, because that's all he did. He's a ladies' man. That's all he do. He stay in women's face 24/7. That's what he does.
Ms. Slade is in court with her ex, Mr. Simpson, but he's not the only man in the picture. He thinks the real dad could be his friend.
You admit you had sex with your ex-boyfriend, Mr. Simpson, as well as with one of his good friends. Now you claim Mr. Simpson denies paternity of your son. You argue that not only did Miss Slade admit to having sex with one of your, but there was also a third man who you believe could be the father of her son. That man you claim is your brother.
How did he find out about all the other men? Her own son told on her. He told Mr. Simpson that guys were hiding their trucks behind the house to sneak in and see his mom.
We're in a relationship. We're actually planning on getting married. I come home. Her son, so he goes on to tell me about, one guy, this guy I know, he parks his truck behind the house to hide the car from him coming over, spending the night. Then he goes on to tell me again that another guy, she didn't have sex. She didn't hear, the kids had heard her having sex noises, making sex noises.
That's not true, Your Honor.
The son even told him he heard his mom with another man on Thanksgiving while the kids were in the house.
Her son told me that he heard her having sex on Thanksgiving. The kids was in the house.
Now for the brother drama. He says his brother and Ms. Slade were getting a little too close, even staying together at their hangout spot after a wild party.
My brother's my heart. That's my road dog. He's my backbone and everything. So he tells me they're chilling, they hanging real tight. She tells me I'm always a bean, I'm not doing nothing. Well, James, they tell me that the little trap, our little hangout spot, we should chill, come over there, we party, whatever. Now they're telling me that Lakeisha is actually sitting here watching and witnessing my brother get oral sex from another woman.
But the brother denies it all in a video message. He says she slept with the whole town, is nasty, and that his brother needs to leave her alone.
Let's take a look at that.
My brother is always accusing me of sleeping with her, thinking that that's my son, but he's definitely not. Lakeisha slept with the whole town. She's nasty, and my brother needs to leave her alone and get his son and go on about his business.
His big proof that his brother is the dad is insane. He brings pictures showing that his son and his brother have the exact same birthmark in the same spot.
Well, Your Honor, I have some evidence I would like to show the court. This is a picture. My son's birthmark is located on his back, right here at the bottom, right-hand corner. This is a picture of my brother's birthmark in the same exact
Jerome,
spot.
hand me those.
Same exact shape. They look identical.
The other man, his friend Eric, is in court. He admits he was with her, but says it was a party and he wasn't the only one. He claims other guys were in and out of her room that same night.
And she also slept with Mr. Simpson. What do you have to add to this?
Well, first off, that night that we slept together, it was a party that I threw. Everybody was drinking, having a good time. And it wasn't just me who had slept with her, I went to the room with her first, and I came back out and went back about my business. But there was other guys in and out that same night. You know?
Wait a minute.
The grandma takes the stand. She says her younger son, James, the brother, confessed to her that he and Eric had both been with Miss Yearslade.
What do you like to add?
I would like to add the fact that you have gotten both my sons twisted with your foulness. What happened, my younger son, James, insisted that he and Mr. Lee had spent time with her.
With one man down, it's all up to Mr. Simpson. Is he the father, or was his own brother the one who betrayed him?
Has been determined to be Mr. Simpson.
Please take him. Please help.
The fact that you don't believe the prenatal testing results.
Now he think Mr. Haynes, my fiance, the dad of Ace.
Oh, you believe Mr. Haynes is Ace's biological father?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe Mr. Haynes is the father.
Why?
Mr. Mason is back for a second time, doubting a prenatal test that already proved he's the father of 5-month-old Ace.
You are now here questioning the paternity of the defendant's 5-month-old son, Ace. You previously received results from a prenatal paternity test which stated you are the father.
His totally bizarre reason for doubt? He thinks it's impossible to get a DNA for a child that's unborn just from a swab of the mother.
I feel like still that Ace is not my child. I feel like that it's impossible to get a DNA for a child that's unborn just from a swab of the mother.
He also says he feels no connection to the baby, and when he looks at little Ace, he says, "I don't see me."
Every time I held Ace, it's like all he did was just cry, and there was just no
That's
connection.
what a baby does. They cry when they first born.
There was just no connection. Even when I look at Ace, I don't see me.
His new suspect for the real father is a shocker. He's now convinced it's his ex's new fiancé, Mr. Haynes.
The fact that you don't believe the prenatal testing results.
Now he think Mr. Haynes, my fiance, is the dad of Ace.
Oh, you believe Mr. Haynes is Ace's biological father?
He says when the baby cries, she hands him to her new fiancé and says, "Go to your daddy," right in front of him.
To be crying, first person she'll give him to is Mr. Haynes. She'll be like, "Go to your daddy." If I was Ace's father, she would hand.
The birth certificate is a total mess. After he left the hospital, she took his name off the paper and put her new fiancé's name on it instead.
To Ace, she had put my name on the birth certificate. Removed my name off the birth certificate, just put Mr.
Reason
Haynes'
of that
name
being
on
is
the birth certificate.
She took your name off the birth certificate?
Just out of the hospital after she had already put my name on the birth
Your
certificate.
Honor.
I had left out
Ace Marcus Mason. And father's full name, Courtney Teron Haynes.
Her excuse for the shady switch? She says he wasn't acting like a father, so she put the man who was acting like a father on the paper.
Already determined that Mr. Mason is the biological father, then why would you put somebody else's name
He wasn't
in that?
acting like one. Mr. Haynes acted like more of a father than Mr. Mason did. He was there.
So you're saying it was a statement that this is the man that's acting like Ace's real father?
Yes, ma'am. And
Past is coming back to haunt them. He says he can't let go of the fact that they were in court before over another one of her kids, and he was proven not to be the dad.
But you're still standing here.
Yes, Your Honor.
because he's dwelling on the past. That's all it is with him, is the past.
What is it about the past you can't let go of, Mr. Mason?
Me and Miss Malone, we was together for 5 years. Dishonesty, and it was more bad than good.
And it was both of our
And so
behalf.
that's
It
why
was
we
not
came
just
the
me.
last time, because of the same situation as basically this time.
But he cheated too. She reveals that right after they got the first DNA results, he left her for a stripper.
I didn't cheat at all.
He left me for another woman.
I didn't leave her at all, and I didn't cheat.
Before the baby was born?
At that.
It was.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the first test wrong, or is this man who doesn't believe in science about to be proven the father again?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Mason, you are the father. Now, are you convinced he is the father?
Yes, ma'am. Because I have had a DNA test done, and I have the results right here. Would you like a copy of it?
Well, she's worked for lab pretty much for the last 20 years. Those I'd
Hold on.
question the validity of the results. I mean, she could get those anyway.
Hold on 1 second.
This is a wild one. Mr. Manser spent 5 years in prison for child support for a son he's never been proven to be the father of, and now he wants the truth?
Mr. Manser, you claim you spent 5 years in prison for failing to pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son, Dylan.
That's right.
And it
was never proven that you are his biological father.
He says this whole mess started with a one-night stand that cost him years of his life with rapists and murderers.
But as far as intimacy, we was together one time, and I hate to be crude, but it was a one-night stand. In today's society, I think it's cruel and unusual punishment to be sentenced to 5 years in prison with rapists and murderers and child molesters.
How did he end up in jail? He says he was too broke to travel for the first court date, so he was named the dad by default and then arrested for not paying.
And so you showed up for court, and what
No,
happened?
I wasn't able to show up for court. I was completely on the other side of the state. I was indigent. I was living at my mom's, didn't have a job at the time, so I didn't show up for court, and I was named the natural father by default.
And then what happened?
And then I was charged criminally for not paying the child support that was ordered in the default judge.
But she fires back with a bombshell. She claims she already has a DNA test from 1995 proves he is the father with 99.67% certainty.
Now, are you convinced he is the father?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because I have had a DNA test done, and I have the results right here. Would you like a copy of it?
Well, she's worked for lab pretty much for the last 20 years. Those results, I'd question the validity of the results. I mean, she'd get those anyway.
Hold on 1 second.
The judge finds a huge hole in her proof. Paperwork for her old DNA test has the alleged father's information section completely blank.
That is also included in the collection of the samples. I do see for alleged father, it's entirely blank.
That's right.
Meaning
imagine that.
There is no social security number.
That's right.
There is no address.
Forgot
there
to put
is
that
no
part in there.
information about you. It's all blank.
She says he never showed any doubt until their son, Dylan, turned 18. He hilariously fires back, "Don't you think the fact that I have nothing to do with him would express doubt?"
You didn't even talk about doubt. There was never even an issue of doubt until my son turned 18.
Why would
wait
I?
a minute, Miss
My
Sear,
check's
hold
being
on, hold
garnished.
on,
You blamed him
hold
for
on.
18.
Let's get some order. I want to understand this. Miss Sear, you're saying that he expressed no doubt as to whether or not Dylan was his son until he was around 18?
Not until Dylan turned 18.
Don't you think the fact that I have nothing to do with it would express doubt?
His confirmed son, Chris, takes the stand. He says he and his potential brother, Dylan, are super close, and that his dad has always been good to Dylan despite everything.
Absolutely. He's been a great father to me. We've had our ups and downs, as a father-son relationship should be.
We're best friends.
We really are.
We're best friends.
And Chris, you've met Dylan, Miss Sear's son.
I originated that.
Were you like brothers, Chris?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I've felt he was my brother since I met him.
So you've seen your father?
I've been withdrawn, I've been distant, but that's because of the doubt.
The son in question, Dylan, takes the stand. He says he doesn't have much of a relationship with Mr. Manser and can't respect a man who talks so badly about his mother.
I feel I don't know him that well.
We don't.
I love Chris, though. We've spent a lot of time together. I've only met my little brother.
Would you like to have a relationship with Mr. Manser?
I'm not really sure. I can't respect someone talking so much harmful to my mother.
Yeah, that's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to.
Dylan is about to be a dad himself. He tells Mr. Manser that he has a daughter due in November, and he'd like him to be a part of her life.
I have a daughter due in November. You're the grandpa. I'd like for you to be part of her life, too.
I've advised you to get proof.
Judge Lake has the results of 2 new tests. Will this man who lost 5 years of his life finally get justice, or will he be proven a deadbeat dad?
As it pertains to 20-year-old Dylan Sear, Mr. Manser, you are not his father.
Oh, man.
When the twins were born.
As soon as they brought Brayley into the room, the first thing he said was, "Do you guys do DNA tests here? I've never had a kid come out that light." That's the first thing he said when he seen her.
This whole mess starts with Miss Looper, who says her perfect church-going family man, Mr. Downs, is now denying their newborn twin, Brayley and Bishop.
Ms. Looper, you say you thought the defendant was a respectful church-going family man who turned out to be anything but. You claim that after giving birth to your twins, Brayley and Bishop, Mr. Downs denied fathering your baby.
But his doubt is real. Just 2 weeks into their relationship, he went through her phone and found messages of her planning to hook up with other guys.
So, Mr. Downs, take me to the day you saw the phone. What was going on? How did you even have her phone?
I was at her house. Just something told me to pick up the phone, and I did it. And I'm looking through the phone. I'm like, oh, and I bring it to her, and I'm seeing messages from other dudes and all this other stuff. So I'm like, what is this?
What kind of messages did you see from other guys?
Messages are just trying to, hook up with her and like.
Her excuse for the other other men, she says she still had open doors and open relationships because she was in the process of closing those doors when they got together.
And I did have a lot of open doors.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get that metaphor.
Okay.
Open doors. So you still had other relationships that you had not.
Absolutely. This was 2 weeks after we started hanging out. So we weren't in a relationship. We weren't together. So I did still have open relationships with other men, beginning a relationship with Mr. Down.
Despite his doubts, he was an amazing partner during the pregnancy, rubbing her feet, getting her late night snacks, and even moving into a bigger house with her.
He was really nonchalant about it, but once I did get pregnant, he was amazing. Cedric rubbed my feet, rubbed my belly. He would get up at 2 a.m., go get me ice and hot Cheetos. He took me to every ultrasound appointment if he didn't have work. The pregnancy was good. We moved out of my 2-bedroom apartment. We got a 4-bedroom house. It was good.
But the drama started at the hospital. The first thing he said when he saw their daughter, Braylee, was, "Do you guys do DNA test here? I've never had a kid come out that light."
When the twins were born.
As soon as they brought Braylee into the room, the first thing he said was, "Do you guys do DNA tests here? I've never had a kid come out that light." The first thing he said when he seen her.
5:33 മുതൽ 5:44. Adding to the drama, his name is not on the birth certificate. He says he was at work. She says he knows he should have signed it before leaving the hospital.
Who's on the birth certificate?
Nobody. Well, the hospital birth certificate says that the twins were born to us, but I never ordered an official birth certificate. He never signed birth certificate.
I was at work. I would have definitely put my name on it.
You were at work, and you were at work. You have 3 other kids. You know, before you leave the hospital, you need to find a birth certificate.
He then reveals a truly sad secret. He lost 2 other babies in that same hospital room, which is why it was so hard for him to be there.
That hospital that we had those kids in, I also lost 2 of my other babies in that very same room that she was sitting in. And I told her it's hard for me to deal with that, to sit here and think about every time I walk through that hallway in that hospital, that's the first thing that goes through my mind is me losing my other 2 daughters.
Now for the craziest theory. Because the twins are fraternal, he thinks it's possible he's the father of their son, Bishop, but not their daughter, Braylee.
Do you feel like you could be the father of one twin and someone else be the father of the other?
I just like with Bishop, I felt a much bigger bond with my son. He knows my face, he knows who I am, and Braylee does too to an extent, but it's just something about my son, man, when I see him, and it's like he just...
And you feel this because the twins are fraternal twins, right?
Correct.
After the babies were born, she felt like she had no other option and moved 3,000 miles away to California, taking the twins with her.
So you all fully broke up and you went to California?
Yes, ma'am, she up and left.
Oh, yeah, I left to California.
You did? Why did you leave for California?
For several reasons. And we were gonna have to move back with his mom. Like, I'm gonna have to move back with somebody's mom, and they're gonna like be uncomfortable with me. They're like, I'll take it from my mom, not yours. Like,
after all the snooping, Snapchat drama, and a cross-country move, the results for both twins are here. Is he the father of one, both, or neither?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Downs, you are not the father. And so how did you connect with him through his family?
Through Ancestry.com, directly messaged a family member who was my cousin, says he was my cousin. And then his wife actually was the one who made his profile. So I was talking directly mostly with his wife. And then I also talked to him as well. And they came to the conclusion that could be my father in the family.
After a 29-year search, Ms. Luttrell is in court, pleading with the judge to grant a DNA test with the man she found on Ancestry.com, who she believes is her father.
I'm pleading with you, Your Honor, for this DNA test because I basically was robbed of a relationship with my father for 29 years.
And Ms. Luttrell, you believe you finally your biological father?
Yes, I believe that I found him because I did a DNA test, Ancestry.com.
Get the tissues ready. It's the first time they've ever met face to face. When asked how it feels, he sweetly says, "It feels great. It's good to see her."
Hello, Mr. Leeks.
Hello, Judge.
Thank you for joining us. I saw you all connect through a gaze.
Yes.
How does it feel to finally meet and see the woman who believes she's your daughter?
Feels good. Good to see her.
Her mom's stories about her dad were all over the place. First, she said he went to the store to buy cigarettes and he never came back, and then later said she just can't remember who he is.
As a young child, at around 8 years old, I was told that, and he never came back. So that was the first story. I was really confused, and I asked her again, as an adult, I figured, hey, she'll probably tell me the truth. So I asked her about my father, and she told me that just really don't know, so long ago, and I can't remember.
The mom admits she has no idea who the dad is. She says there are 3 possible men: a co-worker, a classmate, and a random guy from a party.
Yes, we dated, we got familiar with each other, and then it ended up in intimacy.
Did you ever tell that person you were pregnant? All right, you also say that there was a classmate. Can you tell me about your relationship with the classmate?
Got to know each other in class, went out, and it had ended up also in intimacy.
She found him through Ancestry.com. Her DNA matched with a cousin, and that cousin's family helped her figure out that Mr. Leeks was the most likely man in their family tree to be her dad.
And so how did you connect with him through his family?
Through Ancestry.com. Directly messaged a family member who was my cousin, says he was my cousin. And then his wife actually was the one who made his profile. So I was talking directly mostly with his wife. And then I also talked to him as well. And they came to the conclusion that could be my father in the family.
But here's the crazy part. Her mom was 35 at the time of the party, and Mr. Leeks was only 19.
Like at the time he would have been, I think, 19 and she was 35. She said it is possible because she remembers going to the party, like she had stated, and he was younger.
He denies everything. Mr. Leeks says he has no memory of ever being at that party or meeting her mother, saying, "If I was partying that good, that must have been a good party."
No, I'm just looking at it right now thinking, okay, it's nice to meet you, but very nice to meet you. I was not at that party.
Were you ever at a party having sex with an older woman?
You know, if I having a child or anything like that, if I even know.
But his own family thinks it's possible. They told her that he had a wild history back then and could have been her father and just not remember it.
When I contacted his family members, they told me that, he was having he had a wild history before, so maybe he was partying, and that's why they really thought it's a possibility that he was my father.
He brings his own proof. He has a picture of Ms. Luttrell next to his own mom and says they look so much alike that she has to be related to them somehow, some way.
This is a picture of her right next to my mom. They're side by side on here.
Okay, let me see that.
And they look so much alike. She's related to us somehow, some way.
So this is a picture of Ms. Luttrell, and you believe they look so similar that somehow she's related to your family?
Somehow.
After months of waiting, the DNA results are finally back. Will the Ancestry.com match prove to be her father, or is her real dad still out there somewhere?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Leeks, you are not the father.
I get in the car with my best friend. He's Hispanic, Puerto Rican. He tells me, "I'm sorry, Julio, but I gotta show you something." I'm like, "What you mean you gotta show me something?" He showed me naked pictures of Ashley like this.
Oh. Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, Your Honor, she got me. You don't have to worry about that. If I'm a man, I'm gonna step up and do what I gotta do. My job is to protect you and to love you, to show you how a man's supposed to treat you,
This case is already messy right from the start. Ms. Rogers says Mr. Stone got her pregnant, but he's dodging responsibility. He says it was just a fling and that she was with other guys. Things are already heating up.
You say after an encounter with your elementary school sweetheart, you ended up pregnant. Has gone through great lengths to deny he is the father of your son, Christian. You say Ms. Rogers is promiscuous and it was only a casual fling. You say she has even slept with some of your friends and therefore it is impossible you are the father of her baby.
Ms. Rogers runs into her childhood crush, and somehow they go from long time no see to having intimate violence twice in one day. Their fling lasted about a month before she found out he had a girlfriend. Just when you think that's the big drama, nope, it gets worse.
I was at my friend's house, or I was at her boyfriend's house, and we were chilling, and he walked through the door, and I'm like, really? We was talking, laughing. We went back to my friend's house with her boyfriend, and we had sex that day. We left her house and went back to his house and had sex again a couple times. And after that, it's just like, we would hang out, have sex.
And then, boom, Mr. Stone drops a bomb. Their unprotected night together was during a threesome. The judge mishears and thinks he said freezer, making things even funnier. The audience is already losing it, and we're only getting started.
Did you have unprotected sex
one time,
with
Your
Ms.
Honor.
Stone?
It was not one time.
And that was in the threesome.
It was not.
In the where?
And the threesome between me, her, and...
We had a threesome. The night I found out that he had a girlfriend, we had a threesome.
Jerome, at first I thought he said in the freezer.
Ms. Rogers finds out she's pregnant while getting a birth control shot. Talk about bad timing. She's scared because she's 18 with twins and just got into college. Mr. Stone, however, swears she never even told him.
I went to the doctor to get my birth control shot because I know I'm having sex, so I'm like, I need to go because I don't want to have no more kids.
Anymore?
I have twins.
18 years old with 3 children?
Yes. I didn't want no more kids because I had just gotten accepted to college. Things was looking up. So it was like, I wanted to like put the cap on before anything happened, not knowing that I was already pregnant. So it was like, I was scared.
Ms. Rogers says Mr. Stone was right there for the ultrasound and even roasted the baby's big head. Mr. Stone says he never saw it and only got a picture through a text. Someone here is clearly lying and the audience knows it.
Yeah, I wasn't driving. I was in a passenger seat. My friend came to me. We were chilling, talking, and then he said he had to go pick them up and drop them off.
You saw the ultrasound pictures when I came out the hospital. He looked at them. He held them in his hand and looked at them.
No, I did not.
Picture of my ultrasound. It said, you're having a boy. I didn't find out I was pregnant until I was 4 months pregnant. I give him that. I'm in the car with my friend. They had been over my house. They was like, I said, can you take me to my ultrasound? She said, okay.
Now we've reached the math part of the drama. Ms. Rogers says the doctor confirmed the baby was conceived in November, which lines up with their fling. Mr. Stone, though, is looking at the timeline like it's an impossible puzzle.
The lady said that I got pregnant during the beginning of November.
No, Your Honor, we were intimate between the 17th and the 22th. My birthday is the 24th. It was the week before my birthday.
We had been having sex for almost a month. We started having sex at the end of October towards the end of November.
It was the beginning, like the mid-November.
Ms. Rogers pulls out text message receipts where Mr. Stone calls the baby my baby. Now he's backpedaling, saying he got attached but still isn't sure. At this point, everyone is just waiting for that DNA test.
This is the first time he's sitting this. Let me tell you something. When me and him talk, this is his baby. This is
really
baby. He says my baby. He does not say the baby. He says my baby.
Text messages. The messages say, from Mr. Stone, what are you doing? And you say, sitting here. And Mr. Stone says, oh, okay, I miss Nugget. You write, okay. And then you write back, Mr. Stone, when can I have my baby?
And then, boom, plot twist.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Stone, you are not the father.
This situation was wild from the start. Phelan Hannon thought Kimball was her dad until at 13, he hit her with, I am not your father. Years later, on her mom's deathbed, she found out her real dad was David Dorsey. Now, she had to track down a man she had never met.
Miss Hannon, you grew up believing one man was your father until the age of 13 when he said, I am not your daddy. Your mother then told you on her deathbed that another man, the defendant David Dorsey, is your biological father. You are here to prove paternity.
When Phelan was little, she asked Kimball to take her to a daddy-daughter dance. Instead of just going, he told her, I'm not your dad. Good luck. That's a next-level RSVP rejection. Just when it seemed bad, things got even messier.
Well, I believe David Dorsey is my biological father, but I grew up with my grandparents and my mom. Like you said, I was known for a man named Kimball to be my dad. I called him one day, the daddy-daughter dance. Instead of his response being, yes, I'll be there, it was, your mother's still lying to you, not your dad, you need to go find your real dad.
How cruel.
Before passing, Phelan's mom finally admitted she had guessed wrong. David Dorsey was her actual dad. So now, on top of grieving, Phelan had to track down a stranger and hope he didn't reject her too. Buckle up, this ride was far from over.
My mom, we would have our heart-to-heart because she was sick my whole entire life. You know, she would be talking about Kimball, she would talk about David. On her deathbed, she told me, I thought I picked the right one for you, but David's your father.
So just before your mother passed, she says to you, I thought I picked the right one for you, but David Dorsey is really your biological father.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Denial. Imagine telling someone, hey, you might be my dad, and they reply, I don't even know your mom. David stood there, denying everything, while the audience gasped like they were watching a soap opera. But the receipts were coming.
You don't believe you're her biological father?
No, Your Honor.
Why?
Because I don't remember her mother at all.
You don't remember her mother?
I don't know her mother.
So you are standing here at the defendant's podium in this courtroom today saying you know you cannot be Miss Hannon's biological father because you have never met her mother.
No, I haven't, Your Honor.
David thought he could deny it all until Phelan's godmother stepped in. She said, oh no, sir, I remember you. She recalled David bringing Phelan's mom lunch at work. Suddenly, he wasn't looking so sure of himself.
Me and Phelan's mother, Veronica, we worked together. Mr. Dorsey, I have seen him come to the job to bring her mom lunch. Her mom would talk about her baby daddy being David.
Your Honor.
You don't remember any of this?
Your Honor, I've never had sex with this woman.
David claimed he didn't know Phelan's mom, but then it turned out he had a different last name, David Watkins. That was the name Phelan had heard her whole life. Either this was a wild coincidence or someone's memory was off.
Because I remember her mom talking about a David. That's your dad.
Oh wait,
but
this is David Dorsey. You said David Watkins.
It was a David
My name
Watkins.
used to be David Watkins. I was adopted, and he changed my name to Watkins, and then when I got grown, I changed my name back to my dad's name.
So what are you thinking? You're thinking this woman just made this up?
Your Honor, I don't know this woman.
David's daughter, Melody, walked in and was like, "Dad, stop playing." She hugged Phelan and said, "That's my sister." If David wouldn't claim Phelan, Melody was going to do it for him.
I love you too. That's my sister. You know, I don't mean to disrespect my dad, but my dad was a Rolling Stone, okay? So he was the man, and like, he was very known on the North Side for being David Watkins, you know, the Slayer.
Melody revealed that people had always said Phelan looked just like her. She even saw Phelan's picture and thought, "That's literally me." Meanwhile, David was still like, "I don't know, I don't remember. Sir, do you need glasses?"
There's this girl that looks like you. She looks so much like you. Can you please just get in contact with this girl, please, because you look so much like her. Went onto Facebook, you know, and I looked up her name. When I seen her face, I was like, if that's not me, maybe about a good 50 pounds ago, I mean.
Even David started questioning himself. He admitted Phelan looked like him and his daughter, but stuck to his "I don't remember" story. No worries, the DNA test was about to settle this.
I feel sorry for her.
Is there any part of you that says, if she is my daughter, I've missed out on 30 years of this woman's life, this young woman, this beautiful, smart young woman, I've missed out on her life?
Yeah, I'm torn that way too, though. I feel one kind of way, but then I feel bad if I missed out on her life, if I am her father.
Judge Lake opened the envelope and the room went silent. The result?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Dorsey, you are not the father.
This case is already a mess before it even starts. Miss Lockridge is 100% sure Mr. Tidwell is the father of her 10-month-old son, King, so she dragged him to court to prove it. Meanwhile, Mr. Tidwell looks lost, claiming they weren't in a real relationship and saying someone else must be the dad. Buckle up, this is just the beginning.
Ms. Lockridge, you've dragged the defendant, Mr. Tidwell, to court because he has refused to acknowledge your 10-month-old son, King. You are 100% sure he's the father and claim today's results will prove your case. You say you were never in a serious relationship with Ms. Lockridge and you were stunned when she told you she was pregnant.
Dispute. If confusion was a sport, these two would be gold medalists. Miss Lockridge says Mr. Tidwell has been a total ghost. No diapers, no clothes, no visits. She's taken long trips just for him to see the baby, and he still barely tries. Mr. Tidwell swears they were just hooking up and calls her obsessed. Oh, buddy, you have no idea what's coming.
Your Honor, Mr. Tidwell does not have a relationship with my son. The only time he's actually seen my son is when I've made it a convenience for him and brought him to him. That means traveling 4 hours on bus. He hasn't helped with diapers. He barely helped with any clothes, and it hurt. It's frustrating. He named my son King, and how am I supposed to raise a king, and he's not there?
You named him King, Mr. Tidwell?
Yes, Your Honor.
Reveal Imagine a sticky note, but instead of a reminder, it's an ultrasound photo. Miss Lockridge says she left a note and picture on his bed because his brother was there. Mr. Tidwell claims he was blindsided and only found out later through a text. That's one way to break the news, but wait until they discuss conception.
She came over to my house. We hung out. The next day, I see a piece of paper on my bed. I grab it, I looked at it. It was a note with an ultrasound in it. I'm not sure the exact words of the note, but it said that she didn't know how to tell me this, and she's sorry she had to tell me like that. So I called her. She didn't answer the phone. She ended up leaving me a text message saying that she was sorry and that she didn't know how to tell me that she was pregnant.
This pregnancy talk is next level awkward. Miss Lockridge says she mentioned having her period a week before, but Mr. Tidwell told her to shut up and carried on. Yes, that's a direct quote. The courtroom's collective jaw dropped. Mr. Tidwell calls it a total lie, shaking his head like he just heard the wildest thing ever.
When we conceived my child, I told him I just had my period a week ago.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
He said, shut up, and we kept going at it.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a lie, Your Honor.
You thought that he wanted or didn't mind if he got you pregnant.
I mean, he just got another girl pregnant 4 months prior, and I asked him, what you gonna do about it? He said, if it's mine, then I'm gonna take care of it. So next time I come over, heck yeah, I'm excited.
This is the part where the audience starts shaking their heads. Miss Lockridge kept him updated on doctor's appointments and even sent baby heartbeat recordings. He still didn't show up. She went through 36 hours of labor alone, and a nurse had to get special permission to stay with her. And just when you think he looks bad, it gets worse.
He didn't care about, I texted him when I was every doctor's appointment. I even sent him voice recordings of the heartbeat, all that. Like, when I had my son, I was in labor for 36 hours completely by myself, to the point where the nurse that was with me, she had to call the doctor and ask the doctor if she could stay with me because I was by myself.
This is like a game of telephone gone wrong. Mr. Tidwell's mom says Miss Lockridge ditched the baby on them for 2 weeks. Miss Lockridge says she asked them to watch him while she worked. Mr. Tidwell swears she disappeared and later returned with a mystery man. The drama just keeps piling up.
I don't
understand how a mother could actually leave her child with that she doesn't really even know very well for 2 weeks.
It wasn't
and
2
get on the
weeks. It was
plane
Thursday to
and go
Tuesday
to
to Nevada.
saying she had a modeling job. Just all of a sudden, just jumps up and leaves this baby with us. We took care of the baby at that time.
I call her. I'm like, when are you coming back? Like, I have stuff to do too. I have, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, boom, she was there.
This debate is like an episode of CSI Baby Edition. Miss Lockridge presents baby photos as evidence, swearing King looks exactly like Mr. Tidwell's family. She even calls him an Ethiopian baby. Mr. Tidwell's mom isn't convinced, but all this arguing won't matter once the DNA results come in.
So here's the first picture. That is my son, King. And here is the second picture. That is Mr. Tidwell. The thing that catches me up is he looks like his side of the family.
He looks like an Ethiopian baby.
Really?
Yes, he does to me.
That's King.
And the next photo is Mr. Tidwell as a baby.
Look at the earmarks, the ear tags. There's nobody else.
Do you see a resemblance?
No.
If you placed a bet, you might want a refund.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Tidwell, you are not his father.
This episode is wild from the start, and the drama is real. Miss Salvo is sure Mr. Gonzalez is the dad and says she was only with him, but he's like, nah, she was with my best friend too.
Ms. Salvo, you claim that around the time you conceived your 1-year-old daughter, Amaya, you carried on a sexual relationship with the defendant, Mr. Gonzalez. Today you say you desperately want to prove Mr. Gonzalez is her biological father because it will break your heart if she has to grow up without a dad.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now they can't even agree on how many times they hooked up. She says once while drunk, but he says at least 6 times while engaged. Oh, and he got caught naked in her mom's kitchen, and she just said, wow.
You've only had sex with Miss Salvo 1 time?
No, Your Honor, it was more than 6 times. I started off with her mom, so we would go over, we'd drink, started kissing, we started touching on each other, we went to the room, we had sex. I was thirsty.
Did you use protection?
No, ma'am. I went to get something to drink in the kitchen. I was naked, her mom saw me, her mom was like, wow. Mom didn't get mad at me or nothing.
She admits she had a boyfriend at the time and thought he was the dad, but when she saw Amaya, she thought, nope, this baby looks Hispanic. But let's be real, a dimple isn't a paternity test.
The reason we stopped with contact because, I mean, he did help me financially when I was pregnant because at first I thought that she was his. When I looked at her, I just knew it wasn't his. My ex-boyfriend, she looks Hispanic to the fullest, yes.
It's because you felt like Amaya looked Hispanic and not black?
She has too much of him. She looks way too much. The dimple, she has 1 dimple just like he does.
Surprise, her boyfriend already took a DNA test, and he's not the dad either. Mr. Gonzalez is now convinced her best friend is the real father. Just when you think it's settling down, some scandalous pictures pop up.
Did you test your ex at all?
I did test him.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Okay, and what happened?
He's not the father.
Well, that's what your evidence is, Miss Salvo. Okay, so you had your ex tested, and it would reveal that he was excluded as a possibility.
Yes.
So now that you know her ex has been tested, are some of your doubts?
Mr. Gonzalez claims his best friend had naked pictures of Miss Salvo. He swears she was with more guys, but she denies everything. Either way, things are getting heated real fast.
I get in the car with my best friend. He's Hispanic, Puerto Rican. He tells me, I'm sorry, Julio, but I gotta show you something. I'm like, what you mean you gotta show me something? He showed me naked pictures of Ashley like this.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Gonzalez, was your friend claiming he had a sexual relationship with Miss Salvo?
Yes, Your Honor.
He thinks she was messing around with tons of guys. One guy at a party was mad at him because he thought he was the dad. But now, it's time to talk about who's actually been taking care of this baby.
One night, we're all hanging out next to my mama's house, partying, having fun. This Mexican guy keep looking mad at me, fight me or something. I asked Ashley, why that guy so mad at me? Why he looked like he want to fight me? Oh, because he wanted to be the baby daddy, but I told him, you're the baby daddy.
Mr. Gonzalez swears he bought diapers and a crib. Miss Salvo claps back, saying he only bought 2 toothbrushes. Her fiance says she's been paying for everything, and she's about to take the mic.
Excuse me, Your Honor. When that baby was born, we got her formula, diapers, baby carrier, crate, everything.
What? A crate?
Excuse me. The baby where the baby sleeps.
A crib.
A crib.
Right.
Excuse me, Your Honor. That's a bold-faced lie. First off, he has not came out of his pocket not one single time. Oh, let me take that back. He bought 2 itty-bitty toothbrushes and some toothpaste for my daughter.
Her fiance, Miss Millender, says she's Amaya's real parent. She says, I feel like the daddy, but I don't even got the equipment. Now, it's time for the big reveal.
Miss Salvo says you've been there to help her with the child.
I've been there since day 1, since Amaya came out.
Really? Was Mr. Gonzalez there? Not there?
No. I know, I feel like I'm the daddy, but I don't even have no equipment to be the daddy. But I am the daddy. He don't even
supposed to do nothing. I buy the diapers, I buy the wipes.
The DNA test results are in.
Mr. Gonzalez, it has been determined by this court that you are not the father.
This was one of the saddest things ever. Mrs. Watts tells the court how both of her sons were ambushed and eliminated. Just when you think things can't get worse, there's a whole other problem.
Mrs. Watts, you are here on behalf of your deceased son, Alex, who was tragically murdered just a few months ago. I'm very sorry for your loss. You stand here on his behalf because you doubt he fathered the defendant's 20-month-old son, Caden, and you have asked for a DNA test to determine the truth.
Losing her sons was bad enough. Now she has to wonder if Caden is really her grandson. She explains that Alex never fully claimed the baby, which makes her suspicious. Now she needs a DNA test to get the truth.
I was told that my son Alex had been taken to the hospital in critical condition. When I got to the hospital to see Alex, he had passed. He had died on arrival. This has been very difficult for me.
I am so very sorry. Where you have now had to live with the doubt as to whether or not this beautiful little boy, Caden, is in fact your grandchild.
Yes.
Ms. Cheryl is 100% sure Alex is the dad. She even shows a cute video of Alex and Caden together. But then, the court digs into her past statements, and things start looking sketchy.
The relationship was like a father and son bond relationship. They were like two peas in a pod. Alex loved Caden to death.
Yeah, just like you don't hear what I'm saying? You mad at me now? You wanna annoy me? I don't care.
Mrs. Watts brings out a text where Ms. Cheryl admits she wasn't sure who the dad was. The courtroom reacts like they just saw a plot twist in a movie. And trust me, it only gets messier from here.
Alex is, and she said that she didn't know she needed a DNA test. She sent it to me in a text message.
Do you have that text message?
I do.
And you ask, question, are you pregnant by Alex? And Ms. Cheryl responds, I don't really know, I don't believe so, but at this moment, I don't know, I have to get a blood test.
Caden's birth certificate doesn't even have Alex's name on it. On top of that, he doesn't even have Alex's last name. The judge and audience are side-eyeing Ms. Cheryl hard right now.
On the birth certificate, there is no father's name listed. Caden's last name is not your last name.
I gave him a friend of mine's last name only because I didn't want to give him a female's last name. When the time came for me and Alex to get a blood test, I told him we can go down to the court, and we can get his last name changed, no problem.
Alex's stepdad steps up and says Alex never mentioned Caden. He points out that Alex took a DNA test for his first daughter, but never did for Caden. The doubt just keeps growing.
If somebody got a child, they gonna say, well, this is my baby. Here, mama, look at my baby.
He never mentioned I have a baby on the way.
No, I just started seeing pictures like this. I'm like, well, he got a baby.
Alex has another daughter.
Yes.
Saying that this is my child.
Yes.
But Alex also got a blood test with his daughter also. They did get a blood test with her too.
Boom, the results are in.
It has been determined by this court. The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Lita Watts and Caden is 0.006%. You are not related.
This case was wild from the start. Mr. Jenkins says he found his long-lost daughter, but Ms. Bond is like, who is this man? The whole courtroom is already confused, and it only gets crazier.
Mr. Jenkins, you reached out to the court to open a case. You believe that you have a long-lost daughter and hope to one day find her to prove you are her father. So we've located the woman you believe is your daughter, and she's here in court today.
Imagine some random guy showing up saying he's your dad. Yep, that's Ms. Bond's life today. She shows her birth certificate like a receipt, proving his name isn't on there. Jenkins, however, isn't backing down that easily.
So this is your birth certificate?
Yes.
Under father's legal name, nothing is recorded.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you were raised by a man that you believe, you were told was your biological father.
Yes, he died in a car accident in 1999 with my mother, and I believe that was my father.
So, Ms. Bond, ultimately, you come to court today completely in the dark.
Yes.
Jenkins pulls out an old ultrasound pic like it's a VIP pass to fatherhood land. He says he went to doctor visits and saved the photo for 24 years. Ms. Bond looks at him like he just tried to sell her a time machine.
It's an ultrasound picture that I used to go to the hospital with her.
You did. So when you found out she was pregnant,
I was excited. I said, I got my first child. I got a girl.
So this is an ultrasound picture of Ms. Bond.
Yes.
That you've saved all these years.
Over 24 years, I've been saving that picture right there.
Ms. Bond shares that she's been struggling and feels completely alone. Her story is heartbreaking. heartbreaking, and the whole room gets quiet. Jenkins sees her pain, but she still isn't sure about him.
I felt alone. You know, I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't have anyone. I lost my mother and my father, and I didn't have anybody. I'm still struggling. I'm homeless. I'm trying to get my children, and I have no one on my side, and I just feel so alone. I feel like a part of me is really missing.
How many children do you have?
I have 2 sons.
There, Jenkins goes full movie dad mode and swears he's here now. He promises to love and support her, but she's still like, we'll see. The courtroom feels like a dramatic soap opera at this point.
Excuse me, Your Honor, she got me. You know, you don't have to worry about that. If I'm a man, I'm gonna step up and do what I gotta do. My job is to protect you and to love you, to show you how a man's supposed to treat you, you know.
I miss that growing up. I didn't have a father figure to tell me, you know, right from wrong. Today, I made a lot of wrong decisions because I didn't have anyone there.
Jenkins says he's been searching everywhere. Social media, phone numbers, knocking on doors. Ms. Bond is like, sir, how did you have my number and still not find me? Honestly, she's got a good point.
I used to go over one of your family members' house. I used to come over there every Christmas. I used to go there. Kept me out on the porch. Played crazy on me. Played like she didn't know who I was. I knocked on doors. I like to submit one more thing to the court.
I have a Facebook page. If you went for social media, you could have found me.
I did everything I could do. I've been looking for you over 24 years. That's one of your numbers that I have.
Jenkins says he lost touch again after her mom died, and the search restarted. Ms. Bond basically tells him, that's sad and all, but you could have tried harder. She's not wrong, and the tension is real.
I talked to her on the phone, and she said, in the next week or so, I'll let you see Andrea. I said, how she's doing? She's doing pretty good. A week later, I called her back at that number. Heard some bad news that she was in a bad car accident. Here we go again. Now it's starting all over again.
She got killed in the car accident. You could have came to the funeral. Still don't feel like you're my father. I'm sorry.
Judge Lake explains that since Jenkins isn't on the birth certificate, he had no legal rights to see her. So even if he wanted to, he couldn't just pop up like, surprise, I'm your dad. Now, it's time for the DNA test.
When you submitted your birth certificate to the court and under father, there was no name listed, because he was not listed, he doesn't have any rights to see you or to stake any claim to visit you, anything.
The room holds its breath as Judge Lake opens the envelope.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Jenkins, you are her father.